Hello and welcome, this is Corm with another Linux Experiences on Deck Edition video. This time we have a look at the game ShellShock Live. ShellShock Live is a multiplayer artillery game where you're steering tanks and you have to use special weapons and determine the angle where your tank is shooting to the opponent. So it has some similarities to Worms, but also what I've heard to Scorched Earth, even though I only played Worms so far. But we're going to have a look how this feels and plays on the Steam Deck. Unfortunately, the game is marked as unsupported, but it does work pretty well. So when we have a look at this in the settings, we can see the unsupported flag here. And if that's the case, the game is defaulting to either what Valve has used for testing initially, that might be Proton 7 or Proton Experimental. I would recommend, though, that you use the native Linux version, because the game does have one. As usual, here you go to the settings sign, go to Properties, go to Compatibility, set the checkmark for force the use of a specific Steam Play compatibility tool, and then you select here the Steam Linux Runtime. It will then download the native Linux version. And if you hit play, a launcher will come up. This is the case on Windows as well, though, and I think that's why it got the mark unsupported, because this launcher is totally not controllable with the DeX controls. So you have to press the Steam button, hold it, and then the mouse will show up, so you can use the right trackpad to put the mouse over OK and hit OK. After that, the game is running really well with gamepad controls. And we're going to have a look at the single player here real quick. Otherwise, this game is a multiplayer game, but it's always connecting to online services. At least trying to. From the options, you don't really have to change anything. I didn't change any settings. We have set that already in the launcher, and that was defaulting to the 800p screen of the deck. So we go here real quick into single player. I've played some of the single player missions already. I'll just take the first one though. So with the left stick you move your tank, even though it's showing here the AWSD keyboard controls, but it works nice with the deck controls. And down here you have now even the gamepad controls. So with X we can choose a weapon. That's also with the left stick or with the D-pad. So we're using like a heavy shot here. Then with the right stick we aim, and let me see, with A we fire. A little bit too far. So you can adjust this with the next shot. And we did hit. So more or less that's the game. You see it's working fine on the Steam Deck. We haven't looked at the performance. Let's have a look there, but performance not an issue. You can even see that the battery consumption isn't that high. And normally the battery consumption doesn't go down when I'm using the Steam Link app to show and capture this on the desktop screen. But it's with 60 FPS using less than 10 watts, so you should get like 3 or 4 hours of gameplay out of this, which is pretty nice. And yeah, that's it for this video. The game does work, have fun with it. Thanks for watching, thanks for your time, see you on the next one, have a good one and bye bye. Finally.